Okay. All right, here we go. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you might be in the world. I just spoke to a few of you in Australia, so I know it's a nice sunny day there. Wish I was there. And I know that I think we even have Joanne getting on the call as well. She's going to give a quick report from down under. And just super, super, super excited to see these meetings we can have in this new paradigm we're all saying yes to. And really that whole unstoppable message that we're putting out there to the world and to everybody we touch. And the whole premise of this call, this meeting, is for anybody that feels inspired to share what unstoppable means to you in your journey related to finding our community and how you think that's going to inspire yourself and everybody else you touch. And so we're going to jump right into it. Freddie, I think there's still some help on the mute mic there. All right. Okay. I think it's getting better there. So we're going to jump right into it and have a few people from the MQuill team share what they believe has made them unstoppable related to this journey. And so if we can actually start off with Jordan, if we can go ahead and unmute his mic. If you can help with that, Freddie, that would be wonderful. Freddie, you able to hear me there?
Yeah.
Yep, I don't see Jordan.
Okay, he said he'd be on there. How about we'll go right into ladies first then. Caitlin, you see Caitlin on the?
I do see Caitlin.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Caitlin. Looks like sunny Southern California there.
It is. We were talking about this before you got on the phone. I haven't been outside much to tell you for sure how sunny it is, but I think it's sunny. So
go for it. The floor is yours.
So it's funny because I had planned what I really wanted to say, and then I thought just a moment ago, I'm just going to go into my heart because everything that I've written down can be very, I thought over it too many times, and in reality, the way that I found MQuill was really through my heart. So I just want to say the way that I can think about this is 6 months ago today, there's no way I would have taken up this challenge to speak in front of all of you. It would have made me like sink underneath the table. I would have hidden. And I can really think back on my whole life feeling that way, that there was no possible way you could have gotten me to speak in front of anybody, let alone, 50 some odd people that we have on this call right now, to even just speak about what's unstoppable. And so really the premise for me and the biggest point is that since I started MQuill, since I found MQuill, since I surrendered to what MQuill is and what I see it doing and how I'm touching people and sharing my story with people every single day, and to realize the unstoppability for me is that I am now able to come into a position where I get to share this technology passionately from my heart every single day, because I'm now at a point where I can. I'm not scared of it. I believe in it. I surrendered into it. It wasn't until I was able to surrender to something that felt really completely unknown after all of the modalities that I tried, all of these years, and some success, but nothing lasting. And I think that's my unstoppable journey, is that I'm here right now after a lifetime of not being able to do something like this. And I'm incredibly grateful. I'm grateful for every one of you that hopefully I've talked to some of you guys on the phone. So I hope I've touched at least one of you here.
Well, Caitlin, that's beautiful. And, statistically, it's that the second most feared thing next to death is public speaking. So way to face your fears and show that you're unstoppable. And if we can get some help with the muting the mics, there's a lot of background noise, that would be wonderful. Thank you for that. And so we're going to jump right in here. And, Freddie, I'm going to have, we're going to do a little boy-girl here. So, Freddie, if you want to jump in and just take maybe no more than 2 minutes and just share what you feel has allowed you to be unstoppable on this journey and how it relates to your community.
Sure. Uh-oh. We got a lot of mics on. We got up to 62 people here. I think it's just, if everybody can go ahead and hit mute on their phone if you're not muted. We'll fix it. Nobody doubt. Okay, we got a Galaxy. There we go. Got a Galaxy Prime that went rogue. Okay, so everybody, we're good. We're good with audio now, right? No more spinning. Everybody can hear me. Wonderful. So, what makes me unstoppable? Going right into it, I always think unstoppable is something that can be programmed into your DNA. Health challenges, hurdles. My particular story, it was going through cancer. It was going through Lyme disease. It was going through a toxic mold exposure and being at one point in my life so sick where I had to have a nurse come carry me into the bathroom to take a shower or be able to take a walk down the hall. And I remember at one of my lowest lows, my mom, I used to make her push me down to the cafeteria in the hospital, and I would have her push me up to the junk food dispenser. And I would just look at the chocolate milk and the bags of pretzels, and I would just think about food because it had been about 21 days since I had eaten anything. And then I would have her take me into the lobby, and we would watch people come in and out of the hospital, and I would just watch people smelling their coffee, walking in and out. And it's those simple things that you give up, the little things that you take for granted in life that are so beautiful. And I always knew that if I could get back to that place where just being able to experience simple joys, waking up in the morning, being able to make my own coffee and just sit there in reverence in those first 3 minutes of the day, I knew everything else was going to be fine. I knew there was nothing else that could shake me. And once you have the opportunity to be in the game and play, you've got everything. So for me, I'm good.
What is it now when you think about what you're able to do in this moment in time that you couldn't do 6 months ago? What's the biggest thing that comes up for you?
I'm just going to scroll over here and look at, here we go. All right. We got a couple phones here not on mute. And I think I found it. Awesome. So 6 months ago, I didn't have near the energy that I do now. 6 months ago, I had trouble working for 3 to 4 hours in a block because that was about as far as my creativity and energy and concentration would allow me to drop into a flow. And these last 3 to 4 months, as everybody in the AmpCoil team knows, that I'm up at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. I get my workout in. I make my coffee. I go to the gym. I run the trainings for our AQ team. I'm on the phones for a greater portion of the day. We're developing content for the ambassador program. Then I'm recording episodes of the Beautifully Broken podcast all night long. We're about 20 episodes in. And that happens right up until, 11, 12:30 at night. And the passion and the drive never wanes throughout the day. And I can go, 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 go. Luckily, performing much like the Energizer Bunny because I do have the AmpCoil in my back pocket. So just so grateful for that.
So what are you doing with all your free time then?
You know exactly what I'm doing with it. I'm pouring my free time. I'm pouring my minutes into the mission.
Awesome. Well, wow. Beautiful, beautiful share. Thank you for, that heartfelt, I'm speechless here. So we're going to go right into Sophie. If Sophie's on the call here.
Yes, I am.
Sophie. So Sophie, for those who don't know, was the very first person that came to us outside our family to experience an AmpCoil session. And Sophie, if you can talk about what Unstoppable means to you related to where you started with us and where you're at now, that would be beautiful.
Totally. So I'd say about like 4 years ago, probably more, maybe 5 years ago, I went to the doctor after struggling with my health a lot. And a doctor literally just said, you're probably going to die today. So you might want to say goodbye to your family, give them a phone call. And I was just like, what? I was so confused. I knew I was really sick. I didn't know I was that close. And I called my mom and I was like, Mom, they said I was going to die today. I could die today. And she was like, oh, honey, don't worry about it. We got you. And that push to just like keep going and keep going. And we tried so many different things before we found the AmpCoil, like so many of you. And just like, we never gave up and we never took no for an answer. We never wavered, which was crazy because we got told no more times than, there's an option, it was crazy. And then, when I started coiling, it was just so inspiring because, once I had a glimmer of hope with the AmpCoil, then it was like, psh, I'm off. It wasn't even a doubt in my mind that I wouldn't get to 100% within a very short amount of time. And, 6 months later after using the AmpCoil almost, 5 days a week, I got perfect blood tests from, and I showed my doctors and they were just like, what? How did you do this? And whatever you're doing, keep doing it because for some reason it's working really well. And so I think that that resilience that my mom and my family, my friends always had kind of just completely propelled me. And I did doubt, obviously. I had those moments where it was really tricky, but I always had them to just like push me through and like have that resilience throughout the whole time. And now, like, as I sit back and I'm like so much better than I'll like ever even imagine being, I think it's just like the opportunity to be spontaneous in my life. I get to wake up in the morning and not have every single thing planned out for me because I have to manage my energy throughout the day. I get to like go on a walk with my dog and then, take a dance class, and I don't have to worry about if I'm going to make it through the day with my work schedule and all this other stuff, And so that's what's like, it's so freeing, you get to just live. And it's so nice. And it is feeling, the more I like really live and just like let loose and trust my body that it can do it, the more I feel like I'm completely unstoppable now.
So Sophie, saying that, knowing how many people that you've been able to help in person at our headquarters, first off, how many people do you think you've helped?
I think around over 1,000 or so. Yeah, I've definitely done a couple. We've done over like closer to 3,000 sessions at headquarters in the last year and a couple months. But 1,000 are the ones that, I've really worked with probably.
And how many of those couldn't you help?
Maybe like 2. It's all in your mind. It's all in, if you're committed and you want to do this thing, I'm right with you. I got you 110% and we'll get you to the finish start. I have no doubt in my mind.
Wow. You just gave me chills. Thank you for doing what you do every day.
Yes.
Woohoo!
All right. So who wants some of what she's putting out there? Sign me up.
I do see Jordan on the call now as well, Aaron.
Well, perfect. Well, It's a perfect segue. Jordan, the floor is yours, buddy. You there? If he's not, we can move. Oh, there he is.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Sounds great.
We're
Great.
clear.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was on with a fire victim that was trying to get his life back, so wanted to give him some
Awesome.
time.
We'll let you slide just this once.
Okay, thanks. So yeah, quickly, because I know there's a lot of other people I'm sure that we want to hear from as well. But the main thing for me that kept me focused on, I guess, the future, or a better present, you could say, was believing in a better version of myself. Because I think the biggest thing for me was seeing how my relationships were just almost non-existent at that point. You know, there was so little that I could give to the relationships in my life that most of them broke down. You know, obviously with the family, those were hard, but not being able to keep in contact with friends. And it was a crazy mind trip of not being able to see myself, be able to give back to others, give back to the world, be there for people. It was just like all about me and my downhill spiral. It was such a mind trip of that ruining my relationships. So having that vision of being able to just like be there for people and be able to be there for the community and the world, however many people, just there for one person. That's what kept me going.
Well, thank you. So when you think of how you live your life today,
I'll find it. I'm new, and
what new version of Jordan being unstoppable?
Could you say that again? Someone interrupted you.
Yeah, when you think of the new version of you now today, and you think of the word unstoppable, what comes up for you of what's possible?
Yeah, what comes up for me is being fully activated to where I can see opportunities arise and be able to act on them immediately and not have to wait for something else to come along until I can do it. I can act on it then. Kind of like what Sophie meant about spontaneity.
Beautiful.
I see what you mean now, Sophie.
Maybe you two should get together.
All right. I want to set us up.
Can you guys reach up? Can you guys reach up and touch like catty corners? Your screens are almost
Other way, Sophie.
Other way. You got to reach down.
I feel you, Leia.
For those who don't know, Sophie and Jordan are the first AmpCoil couple back in the day. So I know there's been many others that have, through the community, come together to form, a beautiful bond. They just happen to be our first. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, we're going to jump into one more from the internal staff, and then we're going to open up to the rest of the community here. So, Faye, if you're still on the line, if you want to jump in, that would be great, and share what obviously how you came to us and what you're doing now, because what you're up to now in Connecticut is beyond words. You able to jump in here, Faye?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I am having the most wonderful opportunity here to help out with the Lyme to Wellness program on the East Coast. We have a bit of a different format, whereas we're not lending the devices to families. We have 12 participants who come to us 3 times a week. We are now at, on Friday, we're halfway through the 4 months, and it has been such an amazing opportunity. I have learned a tremendous amount. Something that I love about the format that we have is the incredible community that has been formed, and how our 12 participants now refer to themselves as the team, and the strides that they have made. And it's up and down, it's tough sometimes, but they're here, they show up, and they're with us 100%. And I have learned so much being there to help them. And Kathy Wellahan, I must say, she is the person this is her beautiful yoga studio where we have the program, and it's her program, and I'm here helping. Something that I wanted to, as far as the unstoppable piece, I'm really looking at the coiling. So I'm going to talk about the unstoppable part of the coiling. From having to be here on the ground, I have learned, and we have learned together, how to get anybody through any cleanse. Even when they're having a tough time, whatever it is. And for those of you who don't know, the way that the protocol that we have with the Lyme to Wellness program is cleanses from day one. So it's rough, but these guys, they show up and they're with us. And so something that I've learned is that we can get through any cleanse because we have this incredible device to work with. And not only are all the protocols there and set up for us, but we also have these elements that we can play with. And what I've really had fun with is playing with the elements of volume and time and items. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Of playing with the elements of the volume and time and the items. And whenever things get rough, we can always back down with the volume. We can always go in and lessen the time in a particular cleanse. But everybody can get through every one. And mostly what we're doing is really just pulling the coil back a bit. And something that I've also noticed is that some people are more receptive to the frequencies, and so even by pulling the coil back, we still get there. The first case that I ever did it was a little girl, really extreme case at home in a hospital bed, feeding tube, massive seizures. If she even sat upright, she would pass out from the pain. And I did not put the coil directly against her body for the first 4 months. It was 6 inches and then 4 inches. So I knew we had something to play with. And I also believe that different people's fields are more porous. And so just by pulling the coil back and keeping people as comfortable as we can, because it's a journey. We know it's a journey, but we're able to get there every time through the brilliance of the device and through the commitment of Kathy and all our wonderful volunteers and our participants. They've won my heart.
Yeah, and I know that, first off, beautiful, beautiful share, and thank you to what everybody's doing out there. We look forward to being there for the graduation.
Yeah.
I understand that they want to do a talent show for their graduation. So if you can speak to that for a moment, because when you think about it, I mean, these people were the sickest of the sick that we see. And I'm sure it was hard to even fathom that when they came in the first day, guess what, at the end, you're all going to do a talent show. You speak to that for a moment of how you just kind of saw that unfold, and you know how that really relates back to the community.
They requested it at some point, because even though it's tough, and even though there are really tough days, the studio is filled with love and light and a lot of laughter. And they make fun of themselves and whining and complaining about symptoms. And we've just had so many different scenes. I can't tell you how many. And they're very funny, and they just go on, and they're like, we need a talent show, we need a comedy show, we have to wrap this thing up in the most beautiful way. And so that's what is happening. And we have Freddie here, and so Freddie is also helping us orchestrate this talent show, and he and Kathy have come up with I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Don't spoil it. Because everybody on this call, will be invited to participate in the graduation in Connecticut, won't they?
Yes. And can I say one last thing? I want to invite anybody from our whole AmpCoil community, from the acquisitions team, anybody AmCoil, around AmCoil, part of the community, if you have any opportunity, we would love to have you come and visit, to come and see the program in action. We're Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays in Reading, Connecticut on the East Coast for the next 2 months. So you are all more than welcome to come and experience what's happening. It's absolutely beautiful.
And Faye, I've decided that I'm going to come out there and be there for graduation, and I believe a day or two following, anybody that wants to join me just down the road in Lyme, Connecticut, where a lot of this journey started for all of us, or for most of us anyway. We're going to stand up paddleboard out to Plum Island. So anybody that wants to join me on that, feel free, and we're going to have plenty of support. And we're going full circle here in our community. So it's going to be an amazing time. So we look forward to having the whole thing documented. So beautiful share. So I think this is the perfect time to open to our extended community. And as we're doing that, I want to find out any feedback that as you're wanting to start your share here, that had an opportunity to listen to the video that we also put out to everybody. And this was, Genevieve and I's version of really being unstoppable and get to be part of this wonderful documentary that's going to come out soon. So if somebody would like to start with that and kind of what that meant to you and how you see that spreading out to the community, that would be wonderful. So it looks like we have somebody who's ready to chime in here. So feel free to do so.
Yes.
And then talk about what unstoppable really means to you.
Unstoppable to me means that I have an opportunity as an ambassador to have people in my home, most of which are my coworkers, family, and friends that are very interested in our journey. They know that we've been down a long road and through a big healing process. And when they ask me what's going to happen to me, I say, well, I don't know, you tell me. And so they'll come into the studio, and the best story is my coworker started 3 weeks ago. She was really, really sick. She has black mold poisoning. We're just starting the process of her trying to decide what protocol she's going to use. She has a 16-month-old baby and a 6-year-old little boy. We did the voice analysis on her. And then I went out of town and came back, and she said, ever since you did that digestion on me, I've been sick. The machine has made me sick. And she just went on and on. She was really upset. The AmCoil had really made her sick. And I said, well, okay, it's okay. This is my coworker, my best friend. I said, let's do a voice analysis and compare it to the one we did just 2 weeks ago and see what's going on. And it still showed she had food poisoning as one of her top hits. So literally she had been food poisoned for almost 2 weeks. She didn't know about a kale recall, was eating kale like crazy, and had put herself in a position that she was getting ready to go to the ER. And so I said, if you'll just give me 30 minutes, I'll contact support. And I did. Told them what was going on. It was a fluke that we had the voice analysis showing that she had that consistent food poisoning. We ran the H. pylori cleanse with the 17 minutes, and they told us to do it for 4 days straight. And if it wasn't clear, to keep going. And now all she can do, and I asked her not to do it publicly, is call me the voodoo woman. And her husband's an engineer. And he wants to know how and why it's working. And this is what she said: I don't really care because I feel better for the first time in a really long time. And it's there if you want to use it. So thank you for the support. Thanks for letting me have an opportunity to let them figure out for themselves what AmCoil is doing for them instead of me telling them what it's going to do for them. And that's been great. I got that from you and Freddie and everybody from the ambassador call last time. What do you expect? Let's see how you feel. You tell me. So it's been great.
Wow.
Thank
awesome. You. Well, I'm sure that engineer is still processing what that all means.
He's scared. He's yet to show up. And I do couples all the time, but I can't get his half there.
That's all right. We get to start somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, who else would like to come in and share their unstoppable journey, how it relates to the mission here?
Anybody that wants to volunteer or jump forward, you can just hit *6 and that'll unmute your phone or your tablet. Oh, Jessa.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go, but I'm feeling really inspired.
You go, girl.
So one of the reasons I wasn't gonna go is because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in a tent, and I felt kind of embarrassed about it. But now, as I'm thinking about it, it's actually really exciting that I'm in a tent because I spent most of my life not being able to spend very much time outside or out of my comfort zone without getting really, really sick and having my whole nervous system shut down and everything freeze. And I'm in Guatemala right now, and I was really scared to come here for the first time a few months ago because when I came here in the past, I got really, really sick with parasites and just was out for a long time. And so coming back here, I was really, really scared, and I had the amp coil with me. And I was scared that I would get parasites again or something or get knocked out of balance. It was my first time traveling to a hard place in a long time. So I came with nervousness and with the amp coil. And I didn't get sick at all. I actually felt great, great enough that I came back a second time with the amp coil. I've been sharing it with people here. And I'm just, yeah, I'm amazed I can live in a tent. That was never in the picture for my whole life before. And I spend a lot of time outside now. And it gives me so much energy and so much life when it used to completely shut me down. So I'm just feeling inspired and unstoppable in this funny tent and living my life in adventure and gratitude. So thank you.
That is amazing. And Jess, I'm going to put you on the spot because I think a year ago, if we told you were going to get on video in front of people all over the world, you probably would have ran the other way.
Yep. Yeah. What do you say? You say I look more and more like myself every day.
There you go. Much better than the alternative.
Yeah. Grateful.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being you.
Yeah, I love hearing the empowerment piece. You know, everybody who's speaking is speaking to having the ability to step into their own power and choose the experience that they would like to experience and be able to support themselves and thrive in that. And it's this consistent piece that I've been hearing very strongly too.
Yay.
Wonderful sharing. And that's one of the things I love about AmCoil is the empowerment that it provides back to each individual to be able to step in, let it do what it does, suggest what the body's asking for assistance with, provide that assistance, and then each person gets to go out and be unstoppable in whatever way they choose. You know, how extraordinary.
And Jackie, real quick before somebody else chimes in, what do you feel is your version of unstoppable now compared to maybe where you were a few years ago?
Yeah, unstoppable. For me, it speaks to this. It's that ability to understand that we have the opportunity to choose how we respond to whatever it is that comes in. You know, I'm hearing about food poisoning and chronic illness and cancer and trauma. And in our family, it was significant trauma. And having the experience of choosing from moment to moment to know that we get to choose how we respond to this and to know that we're going to get through it and life is going to become beautiful. You know, Betty talks about this place where you're thriving, and just having the opportunity to be in the game is the greatest gift. And I would add that it's having the opportunity to be in the game and then choosing how you show up in the game, choosing to engage and be present both with yourself and everybody else. For me, AmCoil has provided, with all the tools that I have, a new level of self-empowerment, no matter what it is that comes my way, for either for me or for the people I love, to be able to move through it with grace and be present and step in fully. So I love what it offers. I love the opportunity, and I love the choice that life offers. We get to choose to be well and to go and go out and share that with the world.
Thank you, sister. Beautiful. All right. Who else would like to chime in and give your version of unstoppable? We know you're out there.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, this is Mark.
Hi, Mark.
And I'm a brand new user here, okay? I've had the coil for about a month.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Welcome to the family.
I don't have anything unstoppable or anything at this point in time other than my particular scenario, okay? And I hear that maybe I can get an ambassador or something to maybe help me along or whatever in my journey. Is that what I'm hearing?
Most definitely.
Okay. I'm up in Washington State, and I got the coil. I heard about it from my daughter, who's pretty health conscious lady, and she did have a friend that had Lyme, and had visited her. So that's when my daughter started talking to me. My plight here is my wife. Okay, she is currently diagnosed at the last 6 years with semantic dementia. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So my world would be wonderful if she became a poster girl, you know, down the road here, and that's what I'm striving for. I'm looking for. I'm doing a lot of investigating, you know, oxygen for the brain, keep the brain, you know, from degenerating, getting healthy as possible. So, Ben, this is the first time I've been on the phone. Okay, so I just got this email today. So I'm, like I say, I'm a newbie, and I don't know. I haven't seen your video or your talk, whatever you're talking about, but I'm just getting started, and I'm hopefully I'll have a great journey here, and we'll make some noise, you know, with brain with dementia. You know?
Mark, you can't see this now, but you've got 75 beautiful, smiling faces from all over the country, all over the world, supporting you right now. And I know everybody on this call is holding a space for you to up-level your energy, for your wife to maintain a greater level of strength and vitality and vibration in her body. And everybody on this call is holding that space for her. And every ambassador has your back, and every AmpCoil user has your back right now. So you are part of the community. You're part of the family.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
And we encourage you to join the unofficial Facebook page, because there's incredible support there. And also reach out to our support line if you haven't already done so, and explain what's going on with your wife. And just the power of what you've mentioned on this call helps on its way.
Well, excellent. You know, I look forward to. I did have an interesting happening. You guys are probably going to laugh at me. You know, everybody has to start somewhere. But I just real quickly here, I went ahead and downloaded the paperwork they're talking about as far as a quick start guide. I kind of read through that quickly, and then the general instructions. Okay, I did that, and so I'm looking at it. I didn't go to the quick start initially with me. It was because she wasn't in town; she was out of town. So first night, it says, well, it sounds like you wanted to basically do your cleanse, okay, and then you know you can repeat it if you don't have any you know anything affecting you at all or whatever. You can try it the next night and maybe add nutrition if you'd like. So what I did is I sat down and went through a complete cleanse for whatever it is, an hour or close to. The first night, and of course, I didn't have any feeling the next day, no sensations, nothing. So I thought, well, we'll just do the nutrition and the cleanse here the second night, and I mean, just hit it hard and strong. Now that I'm been a little bit more informed, and actually looked at the quick start guide to actually follow those directions, and so, and after the second session, I had some pain in my lower back, lower thoracic, upper lumbar area, where I had kind of tweaked my back 6 months earlier, last November, playing golf. You know, I play golf once a year, whether I need to or not these days. And I live on a golf course, but I'm not, you know, a big golfer, but it's a fun game. I've played it all my life. My dad was a golfer. So anyway, so I get this pain in my back. I'm like, oh man, I tweaked my back a little bit playing golf because I don't play that often. Well, and then it slowly went away. Okay, so I get this sensation now again, like my back is spasming, or you know, it's tweaked again. Okay, and I get this feeling, and And I go, okay, so now I'm getting a sensation. And then the next day it started crawling up to the side of my ribs. Okay, the pain in it was starting to get real sharp. Okay, pretty painful, pretty sharp, and I'm going, whoa, man, have I awakened all the viruses and bugs in my body here, and they're just going crazy on me, and lo and behold, I got the shingles. Okay. Now, I've never had the shingles. I had chickenpox as a kid. Never had shingles. My wife has suffered twice with shingles, but I've never suffered with it. So I thought, so I went to the support and I said, did I just create something did I just overdo it? Whatever. And they said, yeah, you really want to go slow and steady. Read my lips, slow and steady. And so
Yes.
whatever. This has just been my journey at this point.
Thank you for sharing this. I'm sorry you had to go through it, and we're giving you.
Well, my question would be: did that really create that? Or was I just ready to get shingles? Whatever.
Yeah. We'll give you a short version right now, and then I'd have a further conversation with support on this. But this is an extremely powerful tool. And if you've had something that's been stirring up for potentially years, I'm guessing, it wasn't overnight to create the issue. And so to turn up the volume, say that loud, so to speak, consider yourself like at a rock concert. And you turn it up that loud, and maybe you've only heard soft music for quite some time. You're going to create quite a response that maybe isn't fun. And I would just say, learn from that. And I think you just got to experience how powerful this tool really is. And really go back and use the community that we have here. See what people are saying on Facebook about how they're going about their journey. Stay a part of these calls like you are. And we'll get you set up with an ambassador in your area as well that can really give you an understanding of how to use this in a way that is going to be a pleasant journey back to perfect health, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
So,
and
amazing.
The answer to the question is no, there's nothing external to you that can create this. Whatever you're experiencing was already in your system. It's just as the body starts to come into balance sometimes, sort of underlying for some time that we may not have been aware of. So,
well, we all have, if you had chickenpox, we all have that herpes. We all have it, but they tend to be dormant, right? In general, right?
Yeah. For some people.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Pretty painful.
Mark, thank you for sharing, brother. We're going to reach out. We're going to talk soon.
All right.
Okay, well, we've got time for just a couple more here. And I just want to say before anybody else chimes in, realize that this whole theme of Unstoppable is what our summit this year is going to be all about. And when we come together in person as a community, we're beyond unstoppable. So I just want to remind everybody to sign up for the summit as soon as possible. And that's going to be the third weekend of September. I believe it's the 18th through the 20th.
20th through the 27th, I believe.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's that Friday through Sunday. So we're going to have an incredible experience with the whole extended family here. And we do have time for just a couple more shares. And again, if anybody would like to share what they got from the video that we sent you, if you haven't watched the video, please do. And feel free to pass that on to anybody that you think is going to be inspired from that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Felicia from New York. And what I want to say about the AMP coil was I got it because I sat next to my son who has ADHD and autism. And as he was receiving the frequencies, I was very close to him. And I got all the benefits that he got. And I felt like as if I was 20 years old. and that's why I got it. I suffered as an electrocution. I got electrocuted in 2015, and I got shocked, and it went to my brain, right frontal lobe, a silent stroke. So I started having early signs of dementia, memory loss, and I using the AmpCoil has helped me restore my my memory, my energy. I still haven't done the cleansing though. I'm like, slow and steady wins the race.
Amen, sister.
I got my daughter on it a few times. She came home with the flu, and as soon as she had the heavy duty symptoms of a headache, body aches, fevers, I put her on for 2 days alone, and it was gone. She broke a bone and split the bone in like almost in half. I put her on the AmpCoil, and the restoration was phenomenal. So I am sold out. Thank you, AmpCoil.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Felicia. Yes, New York City.
Yeah. So, wow. And if we can make it in New York, we can make it anywhere, right?
That is the truth. I just want to say one thing that's come up for me too with listening to all these stories. There's such a common theme of community. And I think we can all feel how good it feels to be on this call and listen to these stories and see the support and see the faces. You don't need to wait till the next community call or the next ambassador meeting to make your community. I know there are people out there in your immediate circle right now that need your help, and you can use the example of what Kathleen's doing in her yoga barn, or you can look at these calls and invite people in, invite people to be part of your community. Let them know that you are a helping hand. And if that's what you want, if that's what you're longing for in your life, community and support, start giving it to other people, and it is going to rocket back right into your corner. I promise.
Yeah. I mean, Freddie, just as you're saying that, as humans, the biggest gift that we can give is helping somebody else in their journey. And it's been proven over time and time again that when we go to that place, our life becomes unstoppable. So I think we've got time for possibly one more. So I'm sure there's someone else out there that maybe wouldn't normally share, that just knows, okay, this is my opportunity to be unstoppable. So go for it. Who are we going to pick there, Freddie?
I'm looking. Somebody's going to go. I see a lot of smiles.
I can't tell if, can you hear me?
Hello,
Yeah.
Dave from Connecticut.
Okay, so I believe I saw a lovely woman's face pop up there. Who was that?
I'm not sure if it's me, but
There you go. Yes, there it is. It's you.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. My name is Barbara. I'm a naturopathic physician and acupuncturist in Camden, Maine. And a lovely colleague came with her AmpCoil last fall, and I had a profound experience. And not being into technology, it was shocking that I bought one, but I did. And my son has a very complicated health history, and everybody in Camden has had Lyme at one point or another. And I started treating patients and treating myself and my family, and really love treating my parents with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. And I think the thing that's unstoppable about it for me is that it gives me the courage to work with my patients who are very ill. I have a very complex illness patient base, and patients who've finished their cancer treatments and things who really need help with recovery. And I feel like I'm much more my best self now after I coil at least 3 to 5 times a week with my son and my family. And I feel like I can speak my truth and give better care to my patients. And I've seen some really wonderful responses. I need to get a little better with these severe responses people are having to cleansing. But I will reach out to Faye and for some help with that. But I just wanted to say thank you.
Well, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful share. And I'm sure you've heard the term before, healer, heal thyself. So it sounds like you've really jumped in to do that and make sure that you put the oxygen mask on yourself first. So great share. And that common theme we're talking about, the cleansing, just and we can dive more into this on the next support call. If you build up the body first, then people don't really get kicked to the curb when you go into the cleansing. And so I know that's a huge part of how we're setting up the training. So when you follow that methodology, then the journey is a lot more pleasant. So beautiful share. We do have time for one more. If somebody else wanted to chime in, it looked like there was another gentleman that wanted to share his unstoppable journey.
I think it was Dave.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Dave. Dave from Connecticut. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Go for it.
Hi. Yeah, I've been doing. I had Lyme's for 20 years. I've been working on and off with the AMCoil since last summer. Having some positive luck, going back and forth. I don't know what I'm. Some things I'm not doing right. I need to see an ambassador. One of my unstoppable things was I had gut leak for like 4 or 5 months. I couldn't get rid of it, so I did the gut leak program, and after I finished it, it was gone forever. So I just couldn't shake it from doctors, and everything was amazing.
Wow. Well, I think this if you've been on this journey. A lot of times it starts right in the gut. So if you go and clean out the gut, then the rest of the body follows suit. So that's amazing. Yeah, and I would encourage you to reach out to our support or one of the local ambassadors. And
I want to find. I heard the lady from Reading, and I want to find out where she is.
Great. Yeah, we'll get you set up there, and we'll look forward to hopefully meeting you in person at that graduation ceremony and have you share in your own.
I want to do that. I'm from Southbury, Connecticut, so I'm close. I want to find her, and maybe she can help me, get the Lyme's over faster with than, I'm trying to, do the online support, and I'm getting some good ideas, but maybe I can get some even better ideas that people have actually, completed it. And this is the Lyme's capital of the world right here.
Great. Dave, what I want you to do is I want to drop your email right in the chat box.
Dave,
okay.
I'll call you and put you in touch with Kathy.
Okay.
There you go.
This is
Beautiful.
Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
See how the community works, everyone?
I know, Dave.
Allison.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm on the call. I'm on the call.
You got you have my email or number or what?
I do. I will get in touch with you and put you in touch with Kathy. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck, everybody.
No, she came to my event.
Kathy, you're live. You're unmuted.
Oh, I'm just responding in the chat box. I'm here with my dad, who's behind me coiling. He came for my birthday tomorrow, and he visited the program today, so he got to see it in action. What do you think, Dad, about all that's going on here?
It's absolutely amazing. I didn't realize there were that many people affected by these insects or bugs or what have you. And I'm going to buy one of these things just for the fact that I'm 83 years old. It's like an insurance policy. I'm going to use it because I think it'll prevent anything from entering my body. And it helps me go to sleep at night.
So we're working on, he had Guillain-Barré when he was younger, and he has nerve damage in his legs. So we're running some circulation right now. while we were watching. Because he couldn't get on a coil today because they were all three of them were being used from morning till night. So yeah, Faye spoke about the program. It's pretty remarkable. And actually the talent show came out of the jokes, the humor that started to come from the group itself, from them teasing each other and joking with each other, probably about week 3 in. And the jokes were so funny, I started writing them down, like really funny jokes that they were doing back and forth. And then finally it was like, it just came out that, well, we have to do a show at the end, kind of like making fun of ourselves and what it's like to have Lyme. And I'm not going to give it away, but Freddie's really talented and he's already cooking up some stuff that's really good. So if you're in the area, keep an eye out. We'll post when the event is, and absolutely come. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So I think it looks like Aaron might be frozen, although he's frozen there.
I'm back.
Oh, you're
I'm
back.
I lost video connectivity, but here I am.
Well, the video that's still up is just a huge grin, and it looks right.
Well, lovely. So this is me finding another way to get on the line because it's all about unstoppable, right?
Yes.
You love that word, Aaron.
Well, it is the theme. So anyway, Freddie, if you want to go ahead and close the call for now, that would be wonderful. And just super excited to see everybody just stepping up the way they are. And look forward to seeing everybody at the summit, if not sooner. And I know we're going to be setting up regional trainings in regions all over the world. And so this is something that our collective team is going to help provide some structure with. And so it just so happens it started in Connecticut where this all started. So there we go.
Can I add one more thing before we finish? This is Jordan. For all of you out there, we on the acquisitions team, we get a lot of inspiration from just seeing pictures of all of you coiling in your homes and sharing it. So please send little blurbs, little victories with pictures, and please send them to jordan@ampcoil.com. That's JORDAN @ampcoil.com. We love seeing those. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. So if everybody could take right hand, put it on your heart. If you could take your left hand and put it on your heart, let's just hold the space for each one of us on our journey as we're moving forward, knowing that we're all going forward. It's about getting up and getting on. And we're going to do this together. Everybody on this call has your back. We're doing everything we can in our power just to hold that space. And remember that you are a being full of perfect frequency and perfect sine waves, and you emulate a vibration, and you're an amp coil, and people pick that up, and you have power. Your power is limitless. It's as bold and big and incredible as you could ever imagine it to be. I hope everybody feels that right now, right in your heart. You feel that? Good. That's how we're going to end this call. Love everybody on the other side of the screen. Big love.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Till next time.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Thanks.